Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
Hi.
I'm Pop Pop.
I'm Callie.
I'm Petey.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to have you with us today. We've been pretty busy this morning. We've got morning chores all taken care of. We also bed up a few of the animals. And that brings us to our first job out in the fields today, harvesting cucumbers. Daniel said the minute he looked into the row, he found twins and lots of pickling cucumbers. So that's just a sign it's gonna be a great day. And because we have quite a bit of picking on the schedule today, we're gonna get started. Oh, looks like we've had something out here snacking a little bit. Don't know if it was a mouse or something else, but something was definitely snacking.
I don't know what would be snacking.
Well, the one I found was definitely a mouse, but the one in Daniel's hand, it was a bigger mouse. I'm very happy with what we're seeing here today. We're getting a decent harvest of pickling cucumbers, which is always a good thing. Now, something to keep in mind, understandably, these plants will begin to slow down here shortly. I think we're already starting to see that, but we're not too upset about it. One thing we have to keep in mind, we've been harvesting here for, I would say, a little over a month. We've been through these plants a few times. And as you go through and harvest these plants a few times as they put on new fruit, the plants do begin to tire out as they get older. They become more susceptible to disease. Now, I'm not seeing too much disease in here. I am seeing a lot of blossoms still forming and new cucumbers. But as these plants begin to get older and older, the harvest is going to continue to shrink. Something we are keeping in mind, though, even though these plants are slowing down, we do have another planting that we had seeded a little bit after this one got to just about the point that we were harvesting. So hopefully we won't have too big of a gap between harvest with that next planting getting ready. I think we may have a week or two where we don't have a large harvest of pickling cucumbers, but if we can string this planting along for as long as possible and continue to harvest off of it, that'll be just fine with us. When it comes to raising these different types of crops, you need one very important ingredient, and that is water. Water is very important. Now, we have not received rain for 12 or 13 days, so it is a little dry out here. And you know, normally that would be a very, very big problem. But we've been able to irrigate through this entire dry spell that we've been dealing with. It's not a major dry spell, but it definitely would limit the amount of harvest that we normally would be able to have. And that does put a lot of stress on the plants, not getting moisture. And I think because we're able to give these plants moisture anytime we want, it definitely helps out with that problem. And our plants get to last a little bit longer. Little bit of an update. We were able to finish off harvesting the pickling cucumbers. We were able to get 13 baskets all together. They look really, really good. It's a little less than what we're used to, but we're still happy to get a good harvest.
Excuse me, Andrew. We already took 8 home.
Oh, that's right. So that puts us at 21. 21 baskets of pickling cucumbers. Helicopter. So we've actually got something very exciting going on here at the farm today. We actually have a helicopter doing some spraying for our field corn. We're putting on some fertilizer and fungicide to kind of fight off some of these molds that are showing up. But it's just crazy to see a helicopter flying like that around here. That is something. They're doing a lot of the other farms in the area, and right now they're working on some of our fields, and it's really cool to see. Well, that was pretty exciting to see. We've never really had something like that on the farm. Dad told me a long, long time ago when they would pick peas for a cannery, or they would raise peas for a cannery, they'd have a helicopter come through and spray. And he said he remembers like peas actually getting on the runners of the peas getting on the helicopters, like, I don't know exactly what you call it, the landing of the helicopter. But that was always something. I couldn't imagine that. Now we are switching things up though. They are gonna work on harvesting some cucumbers. We had someone call they need 5 bushel of cucumbers, so they're gonna be grabbing those. And I am gonna be grabbing some long hot peppers. Now you had heard me mention the peppers that I'm harvesting. We call them long hots. Some people call them hot Italian peppers. The variety of the pepper that we're harvesting right now, it is called Masilla. Now, Masilla is the variety that we've raised for a few years now. There are some other varieties that are very, very popular. Another name that people have given these is like a long cayenne pepper. Cayennes are usually really thin and small. These long hot peppers, they fill up a basket really fast. You can't really go wrong with these long Italian hot peppers. I find them very, very delicious. These this year are very, very spicy. One of my favorite things about them is just all the different shapes that they come in. Now, as these mature, which we raised quite a few of them, so we're gonna see many of these peppers maturing. As they mature, they get a beautiful dark red color to them. So you'll get some oranges, you'll get some reds, but for the most part, it is a dark red color that will show up on these peppers that we're harvesting. It can be kind of difficult to leave some of these peppers on the plant, especially when they look this nice, but we're not harvesting everything. We raise a decent amount of these plants just so that we can encourage more to mature to that dark red color. What you'll find is from raising different types of peppers for canning, some people like the red, some people like the green, but as you get later into the year, when people are canning a lot, they'll look for more green peppers because they hold their crispiness, they hold their structure as they're sitting in the jars for a little bit longer. So right now people are looking for the red, but as we get later on into the year, a lot more will be looking for the green, like what I have right here. We have been selling through these like crazy. They're a very popular pepper, and I'm happy to see people picking them up and enjoying them. I got all my long hots picked that I needed, but I'm just amazed by what I'm seeing on these plants. And look at these jalapenos. Just every single plant is loaded. The variety of jalapenos that we raise is called Jedi, but the fact that the peppers look so great, it encourages other people to try and plant them as well. Now for our local area, we've tried out a few different varieties, and Jedi has worked really, really well with our soil conditions, our elevation, and our temperature that we deal with. The really interesting thing is that where we live, there's so many different elevations, there's so many different soils. Sometimes the peppers that we raise don't do too well for our customers. Now, the peppers that we have, the Jedi and the Macilla, so the long hots and the jalapenos, we actually start those as seeds and sell them to the people in the local area as plants. And from what I've heard, we haven't had any complaints about people taking home pepper plants. Everything's done really well for them. And that makes me really, really happy, because if people are picking up plants, they're starting a garden, you want things to go well for them. One, so that they come back, but two, that they enjoy themselves. It can be a big confidence boost when you have a nice garden. And speaking of confidence boost, I'm at our next thing that we're gonna be harvesting today, which is Cubanelle peppers. And I mean, look at this thing. Wow. And I'd say it's just this plant that I'm harvesting, but once I harvest all the peppers off of it, we just move a little bit further. There's that plant over there, these plants over here. Wow, some of them are actually falling over from the amount of weight that's sitting on them. When it comes to the many different kinds of peppers that we raise, it's kind of a toss-up as to what's the most popular. When it comes to sweet peppers, we have three varieties that kind of sit at the top. We have our bell peppers, which, as you can imagine, everybody loves bell peppers. But after bell peppers, I would have to say that it is the Italianelle peppers, so not the ones that we're harvesting. The Italianelle are very, very popular. They're kind of similar to what we're harvesting right now, except they have a very, very dark green color, and they change to a deep red. And then after the Italianelle, I'd have to say the ones we're harvesting right now, these Cubanelle, they are very, very popular. These will change from this light green color to a deep orange or a deep red color. Very, very pretty peppers. They're great for frying, which is kind of what everybody uses them for. One of the things locally that people will do is they'll often put these on different types of sandwiches, and they have a great flavor, great flavor. On the farm, I'd have to say this is definitely one of my favorite jobs. Harvesting peppers is always really exciting when the pepper crop is nice. So like what we have this year, just makes the job so much more enjoyable. That's usually what one of our favorite things is to harvest. Anything that is beautiful that year. And I mean, these peppers, they're no joke. They've got beautiful color and they've got crazy size to them. Look at these three I just harvested. Massive. I know a lot of you have waited all year long to hear this sound, and I have too. It's so nice to have it back. Nope, peppers. You gotta keep the peppers on the basket. I ended up getting 2 baskets of long hots and 4 baskets of Cubanelle peppers. Probably not enough for what we need, but I'm gonna run over and make sure Dad and Daniel don't need any help grabbing the last of those cucumbers. Ooh, look at what we've got here. Let's check and see. No, doesn't look ready just yet, but we are getting close. Were you able to find all the cucumbers that you need?
2 more baskets.
2 more baskets? All right. It's gonna be a little difficult to find all the cucumbers that we need, because we literally came through here about a day ago and picked all the cucumbers off. Anything that we left behind that was just a little bit too small, now we're taking it because we desperately need it. Well, Daniel, while I have you here, I got a question for you. How is Sadie feeling today?
Pregnant?
Pregnant? I guess we're getting closer and closer to that baby getting here, huh?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Any day now.
Any day now? Everything's been going well for you though, right?
Yep.
Do you need anything from me?
From you?
Yeah.
Some sleep.
Some sleep.
I'm trying to bank that.
You're trying to bank sleep? Yeah, that would be a good suggestion. We had a lot of people in the comments, Daniel. They were worried about Sadie, but we talked about her. We let them know that she was okay. Anything you want to say to the people?
Thank you for thinking about us.
Yep. Daniel appreciates it. He sees the comments. I remember being in Daniel's position, out here picking, getting ready to become a dad with Callie my first time, and then with the twins, we went through the whole winter with the pregnancy, so, you know, that was a little easier on Lauren. But I think it's really awesome. She's doing a great job getting ready to have a baby. And yeah, just a little update for you. I was trying to pick Daniel's brain on it, but he's tired. It's at that point where you're like, I'm gonna be a dad. It's a little overwhelming. But if I know anything about my little brother, he's gonna do a great job. And another thing is, he's got a lot of help. A lot of help. I had a lot of help when we had our first baby. Daniel's gonna have a lot of help with his first baby. I know Lauren's really excited about it. Lauren's excited, and then Callie, she keeps talking about it. She's so excited because she's gonna be a cousin now. So she's just over the moon excited about becoming a big cousin. Right? Callie said she's gonna come help you.
Yep.
She has cousinly duties she has to tend to. In our lives, I know it's very, very exciting for Callie. And then we've got Lily. Every time Lily sees Aunt Sadie, she just points to her own belly and goes, baby, baby. So I don't know if Lily thinks she's still the baby or if Lily has an idea of what's going on, but I wouldn't put it past her. She's a smart cookie. What do you think, Dad? Another grandchild on the way.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. What do you think of Callie? Is she gonna be a good big cousin?
Yes, she'll be great. You know what would be better? Carry this basket.
Oh, I gotcha. So for Pop and Mimi, this is gonna be 4 grandchildren now. That's exciting. Growing the family. Starting to see tomatoes changing color in there. Yep. There's a red one. Oh, hoo, hoo, how exciting! Back from lunch, and it looks like we've got a good spread. We've got some chicken patties for lunch. We've got some spicy green tomatoes. And then check it out, hot cherry pepper poppers. And then Grammy made rice pudding. What a deal. There's a whole kind of spread today. We're all finished off with lunch now. The farm market is pretty busy today, so what we're gonna be doing now is we're gonna be filling stuff up inside the farm market and going over what needs to be picked. I do think there's one more thing that really needs to be harvested today, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We're gonna go up, help out in the farm market, help out customers any way possible. All done in the farm market for now. We got everything all taken care of for the girls. The boys have been running around, but we kind of figured out that we're gonna need some sweet corn, so that's where we're off to next.
What are we gonna do with all that squash?
What are you gonna do with all this squash?
I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know. We're now out here to start harvesting corn. We got a special driver with us today. Petey is along for the ride. Matthew is still at the auction. He picked up a whole bunch of stuff, but for now, Petey's driving. That means myself, Daniel, and Pop is gonna be harvesting the corn. Well, that didn't take us too long. We were able to get an entire bin full of corn. I think that looks pretty good. Some of you may be curious as to why we're using Joel's tractor. Well, there's an easy answer to that question. He's got our tractor. He's out doing some mowing and we needed a bucket loader. So we're like, hey, we might as well use Joel's tractor. And it worked out just the way we needed it to. Honey, I'm home and I brought some special gifts for you. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, Callie, I got a special gift for you.
Absolute best.
Ooh, look.
Sweetheart.
Look at that.
I want one.
And how are you, sir? Are you good? Look who's coming. Hi. How are my babies? Are you good? Mwah. Are you reading?
Yeah, book
Ronnie really likes to read. We're getting ready to make some dinner. It's been a very long day, but this is where we are going to end it. So we're gonna say thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.